Hello everyone, this is Fred from back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers StudioSeries 86 Bonecrusher. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which the video. What else you'd like to see in a video. So into the figure himself. Here we have Bonecrusher in his very nice looking bulldozer mode, definitely evocative of his G1 design. So let's take a quick look at all that detail. So focus, thank you. I don't know how it's going to across on camera, but he does got some nice rivet details in the bucket and all of that fun stuff. Going down the sides, you get some nice tread detail. It would have been nice to see this picked out in silver or something, but oh well. You do get some bits of silver right there and right there on both sides. If I ever get some silver paint, I will be doing that piece just to add a little bit of color, but you do get some purple up there, and yeah, not too much other than that. So now he does have any rolling wheels, so yeah, he can just slide around and all that other fun stuff. So but for a real quick size comparison, here we have a G2 Sideswipe, and they're about the same size if you count his bucket, so not too bad. And here we have his buddy Scrapper. Now, real quick, I did make a boo-boo in my video. I told y'all to turn this around for alt mode. That's not the case. That is for combine mode. So my bad. I glanced at the instructions just to make sure I had everything right. So yeah, that's my fault too. Anyways, back to Bonecrusher. But the team is shaping up to be nice. He does come with kinda just one accessory. The other one is just this piece right here that gets clipped on. But he comes with his gun, which is molded very nicely. So, and it can plug onto either of those 5mm ports. And I just choose the outer one. So there is that. Now, I do have a weird QC issue on mine, and I can't get this to stay tabbed in no matter what I do. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, enough about that. Let's get down to transformation. So, thanks to Toys R Us, we know what the combined mode transformation more or less is going to be. So to get that, you want to go ahead and pop these legs out, take this bit, rotate it around, rotate, then come to this leg and flip out this piece, and just clip all this back together. And there we have somewhat of an arm all done. And it's going to be a pretty solid arm. I'm just a little concerned about this right there. I don't know if 3D printing could solve anything to make that a little bit more secure, but oh well. But okay, so let's get down to that robot mode. So go ahead and flip up that piece, unpeg the legs, bring them down. Raise up the camera as well. Go ahead and fold out the feet, and there we got a pair of legs. So for this, you just want to rotate it 180, bring it down along the back, flip this piece back, then you can bring this back and it'll separate right here, and get the arms untabbed from right here and right up in there. So it might be a little bit easier to do something like this. And also split, come on, split and go up, split and go up, come on. There we go. Okay, so get that flared out, get this flared out, tab it back, then lift up his head, and then this section right here will feed right through there. So get that clipped up. For the arms, gotta raise up some more. You wanna rotate them down, unclip them from right back here, and fold them down, and then rotate at the elbow. Then you got one arm all done. Do the same thing for this side. And there's another arm. Alright, so for the bucket, you just want to fully extend it and then bring it up at this hinge right there. And this tab will go into that port right there. So get this all tabbed up, then push up the bucket, And then just make sure everything on the backpack is pushed down and all of the fun stuff. And finally, here we have Bonecrusher in his robot mode, and he looks really good. Yeah, the arms are a little stumpy, but in hand they're not as bad as pictures and even the videos making it out to be. Could they stand to be a little bit longer? Yes, there's no doubt about it. They could stand to be, just a little bit longer, but they're not as bad. So, but overall, pretty clean transformation. So let's take a quick look at that face sculpt. So focus, thank you. Get some nice silver for the face, red for the eyes. Looks very good. And he gets some nice red detailing when purple for his chest. His con logo that is not as off-centered as M goes, but still just a slight off-center. So if you have OCD, that might bug you just a tad. But you get his purple fist, so other than that, not too much in the way of paint. But as far as articulation, the head can do a full 360, can look up a little bit, down good ways, shoulders on a ball joint, so full 360, can move in and out all the way. Ball jointed elbow, so you get your little bit over of 90 with rotation. Now, you do have a backwards joint if that serves any purpose, of sorts. So, now, he kind of, sort of, really doesn't have a waist swivel, but he does, but he doesn't. Because if you unclip this, his waist is right here, but as you see, his chest stays. So, but you can mimic kind of an ab crunch of sorts a little bit if you play around with the joints in the chest. So, not too bad. And the legs are on the ball joint, so you get the full high kicks, get the back kicks as well. Can do the full splits, thigh rotation. You get 90 degrees of knee bend that you have to unlock, which is kind of weird, but I'm assuming that's going to be for combined mode. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But you get full-on ankle tilts, and the feet and toes can move up and down to help support any poses. So, and he can hold his gun just fine. So, yeah, overall, pretty decent robot mode, but for a real quick size comparison. Alright, take two on this clip. Here we have G2 sideswipe, and Bonecrusher's a little bit taller, so get a little bit more height, so not too bad. And here we have Scrapper, and yes, I know Scrapper's Voyager should be a little bit taller, yada yada yada. I don't care. We're getting a more downscaled version of Devastator, and I'm all for that. Plus, I'm a combiners dude. I love me my combiners. So, yeah. But the team is shaping up to be nice. So, overall, Bonecrusher is an interesting fellow. Mixed bag, this definitely is a proper phrase. The arms, while not as stubby as they look on pictures and even on camera, they definitely could have been just a little bit longer. That waist swivel is abysmal, honestly, and definitely just needed a little, even though it's going to be less accurate, technically speaking, more paint would have been nice. Like, some silver right there wouldn't have hurt, But I'll probably end up doing that myself at some point, so. But yeah, overall, definitely, if you're going to get on this Devastator, well, you got to get him. So, yeah, that's about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and stay tuned for more video reviews.